Dude, that chick's a MILF.
Alright, I know you've seen the title, I know you've seen the thumbnail, but just hear me out. You'll be surprised how wholesome this manga actually is, even though it has the potential to go bad really fast. I also know some people saw Isekai in the title, and were just immediately disinterested. And I feel that, I do. Because Isekai has become the most oversaturated genre over the past decade. But even though there are so many generic Isekais, there are also a lot of creative ones too.
Both. How can it be both? It can't. It can't. But it is. It's paradoxical.
You just gotta dig to find them. I've been wanting to try something new here, and so I want to talk about some manga, but not only the cool and badass ones, but also the strange, interesting, and bizarre ones. And the manga I have for you today is definitely interesting. The manga I have for you today is a story of a man who got sent to another world after he died, where he became an adventurer. But then he's kicked out of the party by the hero because the hero would rather be alone with the girls in the party. And so our protagonist is on his own. But not for long, because he runs into the hero's mother at a slave house, and then buys her freedom, and so begins his adventure of getting a harem of moms together that he's had a crush on since he entered this new world. Alright, stick with me, I feel like I'm losing you. And so what's the name of this absolute masterpiece? The hero took everything from me, so I partied up with the hero's mother.
Excuse me, the fuck did you just say?
Yeah, it sounds strange, and it kinda is. And with a setup like that, it seems like the perfect way to get into some pretty degenerate shit. But surprisingly, it doesn't. Yeah, it was shocked me because I was expecting to read some absolute unfiltered smut. But it doesn't go that route. And I think it's because the protagonist isn't an annoying piece of shit or an edgelord, and he really doesn't have like a grand scheme to take revenge on the hero by banging his mom. He's actually pretty respectable and all around a decent person. You see, when he was isekai into this new world, he carried over all his memories and experiences from when he was an adult. So while he was growing up in this new world, he still had the mental maturity of an adult and remembered his past experiences. And so he wasn't attracted to the women his age, or at least the age he was when he was growing up in this world, and always liked older women. And so he was attracted to his friends' moms growing up, and now that he's older, he's gonna shoot his shot. But he's only like technically 16 in this world, cause, you know, of course he is.
I heard you's a pedophile, Nick.
But he's in luck, because in this world, when a woman reaches their late 20s and early 30s, they're considered old and get tossed aside by their husbands. Meaning, bagging these MILFs won't actually be that hard, because so many people see them as old anyway. Yeah, it's a weird-ass world, and we don't get much more lore besides that. Now, to be honest with you guys, I don't know how to format or structure this video. I don't want to recap the whole thing, and I've already given you a decent amount of information, so I was thinking, let's just go through some of it together, and just see what happens. Bro, just take a look at the first couple panels. You get this beautiful page spread of the protagonist saying he loves MILFs. No bullshit, the dude just blaze it out. And honestly, the whole manga doesn't waste time getting into it either. In the first couple pages, he's already kicked out of the party, and then boom, he's already bagged himself a MILF. Okay, a bit more happens than just that. It basically goes over that he was isekai to this world and stuff like that. Just giving you the basic backstory and information you need to proceed. I also want to point out that these chapters are actually pretty long. The first couple are between 30 to 40 pages, then all the ones after that are between 20 to 30. So even though as of right now, there aren't that many chapters, they still are a decent length. But anyway, the protagonist goes ahead and buys this MILF, gets her some new clothes, and she's just like really grateful and very upset because, you know, her husband kind of sold her off. And again, I'm still just genuinely surprised by how nice the protagonist is. Listen, all the author would have to do is just change one or two things, and this would be a completely different type of manga. Also, I'm pretty surprised about how much they actually show. You see, you might be looking at like a blurry image right now, but that's for a reason. This ain't Shonen Jump, I'll tell you that. Although it's kind of refreshing to see a harem manga where the protagonist actually bangs the chicks that follow him around, instead of just edging for 100 chapters. The more we read, the more we find out that this chick not only is a baddie, but she's actually pretty powerful. She used to be an adventurer back in the day, which kind of makes you wonder why she was okay with being treated like shit by her husband, but oh well. Anyway, after a few chapters, they return to their hometown, where our protagonist plans to meet up with another chick he had a crush on growing up. Let me rephrase that. He doesn't plan to, his girl wants him to. Yeah, she's actively encouraging this man to get another wife and to basically form a harem. I'm skipping some details here, but let's just say he actually does meet up with her, and you know where it leads? To that chick's current husband cucking himself.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm gonna stop because there aren't that many chapters, and so I don't want to spoil everything for you. Also, I'm just trying something new here because I see a lot of weird, bizarre, and just crazy manga, and figured I would talk about one of them. Obviously, this one is way more tame than many others, but the concept just sounded so ridiculous. But after reading it, it is actually pretty damn wholesome, which is kind of strange how that works out. Hopefully, you found some enjoyment in this video. Maybe it made you uncomfortable, but either way, thanks for watching. And if this interests you at all, I say go ahead and check it out because it's definitely a fascinating read. I want you to be blown away like I was when I first read this wholesome MILF harem isekai. That's a series of words I never thought I would say.
Hello, SpongeBob's house. SpongeBob speaking.
Sponge Boy Eba.